Hi guys, welcome to HOB TV. This is episode 11. If you guys are watching for the first time, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and stay tuned with us. Today we have a special episode, kind of a new episode, different than what we've been doing in previous episodes. We're going to be going over some Twitter cheesemen. There's been a lot of Twitter cheesemen going on, and I'm going to pass it over to Steve. He's going to say this Twitter cheeseman that's been going on, and we're going to break it down for you.
Okay, what's up guys? As Dave said, we're going to break down the latest, hottest tweets of the week. Now, Twitter has proven to be a valuable tool for both promoters and fighters alike. It's the way they talk smack nowadays, right?
Yeah.
Now, back in 2011, Twitter was used to make the world title fight between Sergio Martinez and Darren Barker. It's believed to be the first world title fight made through social media. So we're going to break down some of these hot tweets, and the first one comes from Manny Pacquiao, this guy right here. Now, last week on his Twitter, Dave, Manny Pacquiao revealed a fan poll where he asked, who should I fight next?
Yep.
He left Errol Spence out, and he's been taking a lot of heat on Twitter for that.
Yeah.
But the results of the fan poll are as follows. Floyd Mayweather was number one with 73%. Keith Thurman, 13%. Danny Garcia, 9%. Sean Porter, 5%. Now, Dave, what's your take on Manny Pacquiao leaving Errol Spence out of this conversation? And what do you think of Mayweather winning this poll?
Looking at that poll, man, I just see Manny Pacquiao chasing the money. You know, everyone wants that fight with Floyd Mayweather. I know that another fight with Floyd Mayweather will be another big payday for him. Leaving Spence out, I mean, I think it'll be a great fight. I think after Spence's last performance with Mikey Garcia, I think Pacquiao will give a better performance and be a little more offensive than him. So I think he has a winning chance fighting Spence. I don't know why he left him out, but again, looking at that poll, I'm just seeing Pacquiao wanting to get that payday, man. With Floyd Mayweather, it would be another big payday. I'm pretty sure that's what he's looking after.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, he seems, since he beat Matisse, he seems hell-bent on getting that rematch with Floyd Mayweather. Yeah. The only feasible explanation for that is the money. Is the big money. Yep. I don't know how much different it would be from the first fight. Personally, I don't want to see it. Right? Yeah. So, who's the next guy that won the poll? It was Keith Thurman, right? Keith Thurman. That might be a possible route for Manny Pacquiao. I think he'll go with Danny Garcia. Should Danny Garcia beat Granados next in April?
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, if Danny Garcia doesn't look sharp against Granados, which a lot of people don't, because Granados likes to make an ugly brawler type of fight, there might not be a lot of interest in that Danny Garcia fight. But as we look at who has a bigger fan base of Thurman, Porter, Garcia, I think you got to say Danny Garcia does, right?
Yeah, he definitely does. So
Danny Garcia would bring more money out of Keith Thurman, Porter, and so I think he'll go with Danny Garcia. You know, as far as leaving Spence out, I don't really think he wants Spence. I know they brought him on the ring when Spence beat Mikey Garcia. Yeah. But I think that was more of Fox, trying to hype that up more than Pacquiao wanting that fight, right?
Exactly.
All right, Dave. So moving on to the next tweet, we got Bob Arum, man. We got Bob Arum with the pair of tweets here. Yeah. And the guy's almost 90. But technology-wise, the guy's more savvy than I am, man. This guy's all over Twitter. I have yet to send out one tweet, but this guy, every week he's tweeting. Yeah. But so Bob Arum says, at Errol Spence Jr., he said that he's ready to fight at Terrence Crawford. We are ready to do that next once Bud is successful against at Amir King Khan on April 20th. It's what fight fans want. Al Heyman, should I call you or will you call me? What do you think of that tweet, Dave?
I think it is a great tweet. It keeps me hopeful to have these two companies like PBC, Al Heyman, and Top Rank to join forces to open doors for other big fights to come. So, I mean, it's a great tweet, man, and I hope it happens because that'll definitely be a big fight, man. Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. It'll be a fan-friendly fight, and I hope it happens, man. I mean, let's. I mean, like I said, it gives me hope for me to see the fight. Him doing that tweet. So yeah, I'm excited.
for the sake of boxing, I hope it happens.
Yeah.
You know, two big name welterweights going at it. But as far as Errol Spence, I see him cleaning out the 147 division. I don't see anybody in that division that could, you know, defeat this guy. You know, against smaller guys, as we saw against Mikey Garcia, he'll dominate. And I think Errol Spence builds his legacy in the bigger weights, 154, perhaps 160. I know he got asked about Canelo a few times after that Garcia fight. He's certainly not ready for that. Maybe in a year and a half, 2 years, he will be. But 54, I think, is where, you know, he defines his legacy, because, as I said, 147, I think he takes anybody in that division. He'll be heavy favorites against Thurman. I think Porter might be next for him. He'll be a heavy favorite against Porter. I don't see Porter giving him any trouble, really.
I mean, I could see Porter giving him some problems, man. I think Porter's punch output compared to Mike Garcia would definitely be different. So, and he's going to make it an ugly fight, man. So I see that being a great fight, man. I mean, I hope it happens. It should happen next. But I can see Porter giving Spence some problems, man. But we'll see how it all plays out, right?
What I've seen from the Ugas fight, I don't see Porter giving him problems, man. You know, especially if he's struggling to make weight as well. That's another factor into things. But Errol Spence, what do you think of Errol Spence at 54 and somebody like a Jaime Munguia, man? That'd be a pretty good fight, right? Yeah,
but then again, there we go with the companies having to figure out which company. I mean, PBC does have a champion. They have Jarrett Hurd that's over there. So, I mean, that can be a possible fight there where he can win a title at 54. They also have the Trawler brothers. One of them is at 54. So, I mean, there's possible fights where he can stay within the PBC pond. But let's hope that Al Heyman and Bob Arum can join forces and figure something out where they can give fight fans what they want to see.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those fantasy fights that I like to see, right? But, you know, we talked about Jesse Vargas going up to 47 to fight Jaime Munguia. And why not talk about Errol Spence going up to fight him, right? But
of course,
I mean, let's just say who would win that fight in your opinion, Munguia and Spence?
Ooh, that's a tough one. You're throwing that one on me right now. But, dude, I don't know. I think Munguia will give him some problems, man. I think the power, I don't think he's faced anyone with power like Munguia, to be honest. So the only thing that on the flip side of that, Errol Spence, you know, he's a little bit more technical. And I don't think he hasn't seen anything that Munguia's, you know, will bring to the table. So, I mean, I think he'll be prepared for whatever Munguia brings. But the one thing that he hasn't felt is just that power Munguia brings, man. So, and that heart, that will that Munguia has, man. So, that'll be an exciting fight.
Yeah, I would favor Errol Spence, you know.
Yeah.
But, okay, so Bob Arum's, you know, we were off last week, so Bob Arum shot out this tweet last week, so let's revisit it. Bob Arum said, unlike Mikey Garcia, Amir Khan goes into a fight intending to win. His boxing ability, which is phenomenal, could give Terrence Crawford fits. He is capable of pulling the upset. What do you think of that tweet, Dave?
Oh, man, I think he definitely has bad blood between Mikey Garcia.
Yeah, it's documented.
And that's definitely a shot at Mikey Garcia, man. But there's some truth in it.
Shots
but
fired.
Yeah, there's some truth in it. I mean, Amir Khan goes out with a bang. You've seen it with Canelo Alvarez. You know, I mean, you can give him some rounds in that fight, even though he got dropped. But I mean, like I said, I think it's more just shots fired at Mikey Garcia. I think there's definitely bad blood between those two.
Well, yeah, I take umbrage with what Bob Arum says. Amir Khan, he's not going to give Crawford fits, and he's not going to pull the upset. Let's be honest, okay? This might be the last time we see Amir Khan for maybe ever, maybe for a long time, you know? But as far as the shot taken at Mikey Garcia, you know, it's documented. Yeah. Mikey Garcia, you know, sued him to get out of that contract with Top Rank. So there's been bad blood since that time. Yeah. Now, Mikey Garcia talked about legacy in this fight with Errol Spence. Didn't happen. So where does he define his legacy? He defines it with Lomachenko or Terrence Crawford, right? And those two guys are with Bob Arum, unfortunately.
Oh, man.
So Bob Arum holds the key to Mikey Garcia's legacy fights, right? Yeah. So, you know, Garcia has to go through Bob Arum, whether he hates him or not. Yeah. You know, they got to play nice to make these fights happen and for Garcia to cement his legacy.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now, our next tweet comes from Oscar De La Hoya and Errol Spence. Once again, this was a tweet from last week, but since we were off, we're going to revisit it. Oscar De La Hoya congratulated Errol Spence on his victory over Mikey Garcia. And he says, at Errol Spence Jr., congratulations on your victory. If you want to make real money, let me promote your next fight at the Zone. Errol Spence, his response was to De La Hoya, you don't treat black fighters well, brother. What do you think of that? What do you think both tweets are?
Oh, man. I mean, there's a possibility he can make more money with Oscar in the Zone. But, I mean, this is not the first time that Oscar has mentioned a comment like that, right, with Errol Spence. I mean, Errol Spence is an exciting fighter, man. I mean, he has a fan-friendly style, and I think Oscar likes his style, man. He likes him as a person. But, I mean, the reply by Errol Spence saying that he doesn't treat black fighters well, I mean, ask Bernard Hopkins that, you know. So I mean, or any of those fighters, I mean. So I mean, I find that hard to believe, man.
Yeah, I think that the tweet by Errol Spence is without merit. Yeah. He should have went into detail or give a specific story on how De La Hoya doesn't treat black fighters well. There's a little history there between the two. You know, as of 2015, Golden Boy had been promoting Keith Thurman, Lamont Peterson, Adrian Broner, Quellen, Jacobs, Wilder, Porter, including Errol Spence, on a fight-by-fight basis. Now, the fighters were compensated well. They were put on HBO. Their faces were even plastered on these bottles here as far as Corona's campaign, Wilder, Errol Spence. So for him to say that he didn't take care of him because he doesn't take care of black fighters, like I said, it's without merit. He needed to tell us a little bit more. In 2017, De La Hoya did offer Errol Spence $2.5 million to face Miguel Cotto in his farewell fight, and Errol Spence turned that down. So, you know, 2.5, I wouldn't call that unjust, unfair amount of money. Errol Spence just didn't take it, decided to go with the PBC. Yeah. So, moving on. A fighter that's been taking a beating on Twitter is Tyson Fury, right? Yeah. Last week he announced that he's fighting Tom Schwartz. Isn't really well known, Tom Schwartz, in his next fight in June. Tyson Fury's first fight in Vegas in June, to the dismay of many. That news came out. David, what do you think of this fight for Tyson Fury, and what's after that? What do you think?
Hey, man, I just think it's a tune-up fight. I mean, it's his first fight with Top Rank, his first fight in Vegas. So they're definitely setting up something, and I hope something big. Hopefully a Wilder by the end of the year, early next year. We're hoping that happens, but we'll have to see. I mean, with Wilder turning down the Zone's offer, so it's basically a tune-up fight, man. I mean, it happens to many boxers, you know. You know, it's his first fight, so hey, I mean, he deserves it, man. After doing what he did with Wilder. He deserves a tune-up fight. He deserved the payday that he got with Top Rank, and they're gonna slowly, gradually move him up, man.
Yeah, you know, it trips me out how emotionally charged the fans of Joshua, Wilder, and Fury are, man. You know, these guys are relentless on social media. Yeah. You know, Tyson Fury wants to fight Schwartz, so be it, man. It gives him exposure. Exactly. It makes the Wilder fight even bigger. Yeah. I don't have a problem with it as long as after this fight he fights Wilder and vice versa. And, you know, after Dominic Breazeale, if you know Wilder fights Fury, I don't have a problem with it at all. Yeah. You know, just these fans of you know AJ, and you know they're going crazy taking shots at Fury, but you know you can't fault a man for wanting to make more money in his next fight, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So, like I said, as long as a rematch happens, I'm happy with it. Wilder, he turned down $120 million offer from the Zone recently. Yeah. which is good news for the Fury and Wilder fight to happen, but not good news for Wilder AJ to happen, you know. Now moving on, Dave, we got a pretty good fight card this Saturday from the Fantasy Springs.
Exactly.
A fighter you're very familiar with.
Very familiar with.
Spent a long time here at the House of Boxing.
Of course.
Trained by your father, Carlos Berrigan.
Yeah.
Antonio Orozco takes on Juan Luis Rodriguez. What do you think, Dave? He's trying to get back on track from his loss.
I think yeah, he's trying to get back on track. It's definitely not a step-up fight, but a comeback fight after his loss with Ramirez, which he didn't look bad in. I mean, so it's a comeback fight. He has a new trainer with Freddie Roach. He's training with Freddie Roach now. But I like to see good things, man. He's an exciting fighter. Always shows heart, and he showed it in the Ramirez fight. So, hey, he wants to make that run, I'm pretty sure, at that 140 world title.
Yeah, I think he will after this fight. He's fighting the guy named Jose Luis Rodriguez, who has 12 losses.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I expect Orozco to take care of business. 3-4 rounds.
Exactly.
Maybe get a little work in, but overall just end it quick, man, and make a statement.
Exactly.
As he goes to 140 for his 140 title in the future.
Yeah.
Right. Now also on that card, Ryan Garcia is training here in San Diego with Eddie Reynoso.
Exactly.
He is fighting Jose Lopez, a Puerto Rican fighter. What do you think of that fight? What do you think of Ryan Garcia under Eddie Reynoso?
I'm hoping to see maybe a little bit more staying in the pocket, understanding what he needs to do in the pocket. Last time I seen the fight, his last fight, the basic things that he worked were the jab and keeping hands up, understanding those two little things. So I would like to see maybe staying in the pocket a little more, understanding where to throw those punches, maybe throw a body shot every once in a while. But we'll see. I'm not too sure of his opponent. I haven't seen any footage on him. So I'm looking for him to just come out with the win, though, man. He's a young fighter, hungry fighter. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think Lopez may give him fits. He's 20-3, 14 KOs. He has a 3-inch reach advantage.
Yeah.
And he's 5'9" compared to Garcia's 5'10". I think he'll give him some good rounds. Jose Lopez has 106 total rounds boxed. Ryan Garcia has about half of that. So, don't be surprised if Ryan Garcia has a little trouble here, adjusting to Reynoso's new style.
Yeah.
What he's been accustomed to in the past. He has had his share of problems in the past. Jose Lopez might give him a little bit more.
Yeah, but, I mean, in defense to Ryan Garcia, I feel like maybe with better competition, maybe he might step up his game. So that's what they're hoping with Golden Boy, as they slowly, gradually pick up the competition, that he rises to the occasion and his game rises as well. So we'll see what happens Saturday, if that happens or not, right?
Definitely looking forward to those fights, and we'll be back next week to tell you all about it.
Thank you guys again for tuning on in. If you guys haven't, hit that subscribe button. All right, we'll see you guys next time.
Thanks, guys.